Hello and welcome to Who's News, the show that looks at the stranger and more obscure news stories from all over the UK. Here's a quick look at what's coming up on the show. Boris Johnson shows his skills. People talk about camels. And a pillow fight in Trafalgar Square. Now, I'm not the most political student out there, but this clip certainly makes me proud to be British.
Very clear, I was saving that up. I mean, I could have done it any time.
Now, as we all know, that was Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London, making an astonishing basketball shot this week. And that was to promote the new campaign for the EuroLeague finals in London. The event will take place at the O2 Arena between the 10th and the 12th of May. Here in the studio, we'll be talking to our guests about this event and all about the sport. But first, here's a quick VT of our very own UCLan basketball team live in action. You know that I've got another show playing.
But young and driving like a hardship. I heard it told that you're home where your heart is. The 10 man when I blow, guess I'm heartless. Only trying to double up, no resort shit. That's why I'm kicking that bizarre shit. And yo, could give a fuck if you feel me cause your girl do. You really buying what she sells you? That's funny, I smell food and I'm coming for the first plate. Smell the bird, the dessert taste. A little sweet like the wordplay. Fashion week on a skirt chase. I tell her, come here, ma, let me show you how the sky feel. Is you the one, take the red or the white pill? And can you make it to the top in the mile hills? Cause the kid going up like a trike to the fast lane.
Impressive stuff. I'm pleased to announce our guests this week are the hilarious Jack Henderson and the lovely Victoria McEwen. Hi guys.
Hello. Hi.
So what do you think of the EuroLeague finals coming to the O2?
Well, I'm going to leave that one up to you, the basketball fan.
I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good trying to get like everybody involved.
Yeah, as I was about to say, because basketball's not really the biggest sport in the UK, but do you think people might start to play it more?
They might do.
I think they would.
When the World Cup's gone around the world, it's certainly set trends wherever it's gone. So I think basketball coming over here set a trend.
Now, would you like to be playing basketball?
I'm not very good at sports.
No?
So.
Well, here's your chance to prove that. We are going to go pro, because we have a quick challenge here in the studio to recreate that wonderful Boris Johnson moment. We have our very own basketball hoop, so if you would like to come with me, we will have a chance to see what your skills are like. So if you would join me over on the free throw line. Now, between you, you have 60 seconds. We'll alternate shots. And we will see who gets the most shots on target and whether Brits can play basketball. So
It's not going to be very good.
we will try, we will see. All right then, on the buzzer, show us what you have got.
Dear.
Oh, first time! Oh, Jack, you've got to represent now. Victoria's in the lead already. Ooh. No, still no points for Jack. This is... Only having one ball, it's a difficulty in this situation. Two for Victoria. Oh, Jack pulls one back. And gets a point deducted for kicking the ball away there.
No.
Oh, sorry.
That was possibly the worst shot, yeah?
So bad.
Oh, come back. It's exciting stuff. Those John Moxon, you know. Oh, time is up. Victoria, you won. 2-1. Height is not everything in basketball, apparently.
Well, she played Tweety Bird in Space Jam, so...
Oh, that's...
She's had experience.
Nice. I don't know. But we proved there generally that Brits are pretty awful at basketball. But Victoria did win 2-1. Congratulations. That's all we've got time for at the moment. So we're going to take a break and we will see you in 5. Hello and welcome back. So the next story we have is, well, a bit strange. To say that is taking the biscuit would be an understatement. But first, have any of you seen this video? Pop that one.
Hey, leave him alone, man.
Ooh, so, what do you think about that?
Funny as hell.
He kind of deserved it, really.
Yeah,
Bit of a rubbish human stature, though.
true. Now, more recently, there has been another similar situation. Our story comes from that country across the pond, America. A street performer dressed as the Cookie Monster in Times Square, New York, decided to go on a rampage because a family refused to tip him $2 after posing for a photo. But the story also gets a bit weird, although it was already weird. He then went on to attack a 2-year-old boy and allegedly call the mother, who's a Bollywood actress, a bitch. The Cookie Monster was then arrested by the cops and charged for reckless endangerment and acting in a manner that might have injured the child. He was arrested on April the 8th and was in court 2 days ago. Apparently, he isn't the only character in Times Square that has been in trouble this year. A Super Mario was busted in an alleged groping incident in December, and a Spider-Man was tangled up in February for assault. Apparently not such an amazing superhero there then. To talk about this, we have Sean Rickard, live from London to interview, and he's here to sharing his thoughts on the monsters, Cookie Monster and the punchy living statue. So, Sean, do we have Sean on the line here on Skype? No. We have lost Sean, I'm afraid. That's a bit of a shame. So I will ask you guys instead, for the moment, what would you have done if you were in the living statue's situation there?
Oh, we've got him.
Oh, have we got Sean back now?
Sorry about that. The signal here is not great, I'm afraid.
That's all right, don't you worry. Saves me having to ask the guests an awkward question. So, Sean, lovely to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you.
So the Cookie Monster there, and demanding the tip in the way that he did, should he have handled the situation better?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a really bad press for street performers, to be honest. And I don't think it represents what street performers are generally like, but it's disgraceful. However, I would say we don't get the whole story necessarily, because it's all very much from this affected family's point of view. They're quite famous. We don't hear his side. Apparently his flatmate stuck up for him, said that it wasn't in his character, so...
Well,
but if he did do that,
it's got to be tough. If you're out on the street all day and no one's giving you any money and you're actually doing a service for them and they don't pay you, that's got to be tough.
It's very tough, but then again, in your head you're doing a service for them. I mean, in my head when I'm performing, I'm doing a service for them, but they might not see it that way. You can't demand money.
Yeah.
And I think in America there is a culture of
asking for money.
Asking for money, and that's not what it's about. You've got to earn your money.
Yeah. So when you've been performing, have you been treated in an unfair way by anyone, a disrespectful manner?
Not very often, but occasionally. So the incidents that you sometimes have, you get. Sometimes you'll get your young lads driving past in a car, often a Stitch and Saxo, and they'll wind down the window and shout some abuse at you. The other culprit is often the 13-year-old girls, 12, 13-year-old girls. When they're at that really nasty age, they'll often say something that they think's clever.
Yeah.
But generally, people are very accepting, very welcoming. They'll come up, they'll have a chat with you.
Sure. Yeah, I was about to say, surely the good treatment that you get from people has got to balance out the bad treatment.
More than balance out. It totally outweighs it. And when I first started busking, I was embarrassed because I had this conception that people thought buskers were a nuisance. But the majority of people that I've spoken to, they would come up and they would say how much you brightened their day, and they'd chat to you. No,
I mean, that's got to be the perks of the job. It's the human interaction, isn't it?
I wouldn't have carried on busking if people didn't interact. And I've busked in London, and I've also busked in North Wales. And because in London you get less of the interaction and it's more tourists and things, I much prefer busking in North Wales. And I've actually earned more money busking in North Wales, where the population's lower, because people will come up to you and they'll chat. Yeah. And it's interesting people.
It's nice to know that the street performers appreciate being spoken to as well, because it's nice. I think it's nice that people talk. Should be nice.
Ooh, signal's going a bit funny there, but yeah, no, it's lovely, you know. And yeah, they'll come up and they'll chat about their granddad or whoever, because I played the harmonica, and they'll say, "Oh, my granddad played the harmonica," and there you go, and then they'll definitely be up for giving you some money. They won't chat to you and not give you money.
Well, it's been lovely to speak to you, Sean. We're going to wrap it up there, but thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry about the signal issues.
Don't you worry, that's our technology, not yours.
Well, thanks a lot.
See you soon. So, back to you guys. Could you ever imagine being street performers? Is that the scariest idea in the world, or could you...
Well, if I had the talent, I'd do it.
Yeah?
Anyway, yeah, it's a bit of extra cash in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
No? Too scary?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go around attacking people, though.
The thing I feel about street performers is if it's something interesting and new, then I really want to hear it. You know, if I came across a beatboxer on the street the other day, and it was really great, I'd love to see it. So that's about that for this section. What we've learned is that never to trust Super Mario, and to always pay the Cookie Monster his dough. Oh dear. See you after this short break. Welcome back. In other news, the French President François Hollande was gifted a camel in return for aid from the Mali president. Now, if you ask me, that's got to be one of the most bizarre gifts imaginable. But it gets weirder. The camel was left in Mali with a family, and he was eaten by the family. So, what do you make of that?
Well, I'm quite impartial to a bit of a raw camel toe myself.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's how I like it.
See, if I had to eat the camel, I'd get the hump, I think. What's the weirdest gift you've ever received, Victoria?
The weirdest gift? I don't really know. What about you?
For my 18th birthday, my mum got me condoms. That was a bit weird.
Right. Good stuff. Now, see, I think this story is a gift for the headline writers. You know, sad pet story. It dies. Marley and me. No, geography-based joke.
Right. Okay.
They're hard. They're hard to make about African countries. But damn it, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Oh no, I have to go. To find out more about bizarre presents, we asked the public of Preston what's the strangest gifts they have been given and received, and where.
The weirdest present I've ever received is a pair of worn underpants, and I got asked to smell them, and I was like, no thank you, it was a Christmas present, it was really weird, and it was in the pub.
How long have you got? Probably some knives and forks, which was very, very random.
Who's that?
My wife. Now that sounds more like it was something she wanted. Good excuse to spend the money and buy it for me without me shouting at her for spending the money. So yeah, probably that I would say. Completely bizarre, especially for a 35th birthday.
This isn't a personal one, but I remember one of my friends ended up getting a stress ball that was in the shape of a penis.
It's probably nothing that funny, but it's you know, being an adult man getting a soft toy given to you as a present. Someone thought that was appropriate.
I received ping pong balls once. It was a secret Santa at work. I have no idea why. So that was really weird. But I've given a tin of sausages once to a guy.
Yeah, Justin Bieber doll, I think, probably. Because, yeah, someone said I had hair like Justin Bieber.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever received a weird or funny present, to be honest. No, everything's quite sensible in my life.
At least it'll get me to A to B, and I don't have to put petrol in it. And I suppose you'd stand out in a crowd, wouldn't you, one of them? So for us to chain it up like with the bikes or something, I don't know.
Probably quite happy. Wait, do I have to feed it?
Probably put it on eBay, more than likely. Because what the heck would I do with a camel?
Like, oh my God, it's cute, but I can't keep it, and send it back.
You'd have to pay for postage, send it back.
That would be amazing. If I had a camel right now, that would be brilliant. Just riding around dressed as a king, riding around Preston on my camel. It'd be fantastic.
That's interesting stuff. I think the people of Preston were completely bewildered when they were asked that question. But I will now ask you, what would you do if you were given a camel as a present?
I'd say thank you very much. It's quite cute. And then, I don't know.
Would you want one with one hump or two?
I'm not really, I'm not fussed.
Doesn't matter to you?
I'd probably go for two.
See, I feel a bit of an affinity with the camel. You know, it's you're given to a family, it's nice. Then you're eaten. I would be
People
scared.
don't do that over here, so I don't think I'd be having camel sandwiches for the next week.
I'm more interested about the international diplomacy as well. You know, aid in exchange, you get a camel. I don't really know where that is sort of as a par. You know, more aid, do you get another camel, or less aid? Is it a goat? I'm not sure. So
they might just not have like the idea of interest. Maybe it's instead of the amount they pay back going up, they just give a camel instead, and then just pay the original amount. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's like camel milk that is sort of the interest. I'm not sure. Camels a lump sum. I don't know. They must surely. The female ones.
I feel like we're going into a bit of a weird topic here.
What, camel milk?
Yeah.
I think on that note, perhaps we should move on. And I think it's time for a break for us. So, as the Marley family have already eaten the camel, there's not much left for us to say. So, we will see you after the break for more interesting stories. Now then, we've only got a few minutes left on the show, so let's see how many more stories we can get through with the Who's News Quickfire. OK, so an unemployed man from Leicestershire is in £91,000 of debt this week after spending all his money on what?
That was a sex chat-up line, wasn't it?
It was. It was a sex chat line. This is a story that 45-year-old Kevin Waldron has racked up a staggering £91,000 phone bill in 2 months on a £2 a minute sex chat line addiction. He blames his wife for leaving him, obviously, as the cause, and he is looking for Vodafone to cancel the debt. So my big question to you is, have you ever accidentally spent £91,000 on anything? Have you accidentally spent anything on anything?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I'd like to spend £91,000, but
If I was accidentally spending £91,000 on something, it would be a yacht or something nice, rather than just sort of seedy chat-up lines.
Did he ever hang up the phone? Was he just there 24/7 on it?
You'd think. It's quite concerning. There can't be that many sexy things to say.
Yeah, I know.
that woman must have been struggling by the end of that. Okay, so I'll direct this question to Jack rather than Victoria. But Jack, have you ever phoned one of those lines?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
He has.
It was for me.
Were you on the other end? Is that how you know? No.
No, I haven't.
No.
No.
No Babe Station. No, nothing like that.
Yeah, I watch it every now and again, but.
We should probably add that Kevin is still unemployed and cannot yet repay the debt, but Vodafone have cut it kindly just to £30,000 and say that they will manage its customers' irregular spending patterns better in future. Well, isn't that nice for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. What were 1,000 people in Trafalgar Square, New York and Hong Kong doing last Saturday? Any ideas? No? Not a clue? They were actually participating in the 5th annual World Pillow Fight Day. I could explain this extraordinary event, but it's probably best just to show you the clip. It looks a bit disorganised to me. No one's putting in proper blows. There were tons of pillow fights in major cities around the world, and there are only 2 rules, apparently. You're not allowed to hit anyone with a camera, and you can't hit anyone not armed with a pillow. Presumably these were Guinness's rules for the world record. And you presumably can't use them for pillows containing bricks, because that might hurt.
Standard.
Yeah. Would you be interested in doing that, the world's biggest pillow fight?
Yeah, that'd be quite fun.
Yeah, but I've got to say that wasn't what I was expecting, to be honest.
No.
I'd probably expect it, because of that's not what I was expecting. I think that there'd be a lot more guys there.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it'd be a lot of guys expecting it to be
Girls.
just a load of girls.
Slumber party.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
That is what happens.
Then they
at
get in,
slumber
it's just a
parties,
massive sausage fest because they're all turning up for that.
Mm. I expected it more organised. I expected sort of teams and I don't know. Okay, so moving on again. What have bookmakers cut the odds on this week? Put out your best bets. Could be anything.
All Spanish final for Champions League.
No, that would have lengthened the odds, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
I have no idea.
Bookmakers have sharply cut the odds that Britain's royal baby will be born in July, and it'll be called Alexandra after a flurry of bets. She's now 12 to 1 on from 25. Elizabeth is still the favourite, apparently, at 5 to 1. Diana at 6 to 1, and Victoria at 7s. And the leading male names, so the bookies are betting on a girl, are Francis and John. Prince Francis? Can you imagine that?
No.
No.
No. It's a bit weird.
Okay, picture yourselves.
Prince John, though.
You're Prince William. You're Princess Catherine. Kate Middleton. What would you name your baby? Come on.
What we naming our baby?
Putting you on the spot, making this situation just a little bit awkward. But
Tiny bit.
the love in your eyes.
Love.
You just have no idea.
Elizabeth, probably. That's quite a nice name.
Darren.
See, if I was a prince, I would be really tempted just to put something strange out there. It's like if I was ever Pope, I would like to be Pope Jesus. I think that would be fun. Okay, and finally, and in the line that I have always wanted to say on television, who wants to see a picture of a Labrador dyed as a tiger?
Me? I would.
You? Let's have a look. Oh, isn't that cute?
Oh, that's me.
That is the cutest thing. I think.
Tony the dog.
Look, that's so cute.
You talking about the dog or the guy in the background?
The dog. He's chiselled in a sort of attractive sort of way, but not cute. Okay, so this is Lilo the Labrador, whose owner, in the background presumably, Matt Curran, died this week to look like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh for his niece. The dye will take 6 months to be removed, and then the owner will dye the Labrador to look like a zebra. I think that's the cruel bit of it. Not that he's a tiger, but the fact that he's going to get sort of confused as to what he is. First he thinks he's a tiger, and then he thinks he's a zebra.
It's like getting demoted to the zebra, isn't it?
It is.
Tiger's all better than zebra.
I
don't think it's cruel though, because
No.
the dog doesn't know it's that colour. It's colourblind, isn't it?
Yeah, good point. You can't argue that it's cruel if a dog can't see it, but I think it's cute. It's just like an extended Halloween costume, isn't it?
Oh no, I think it's a bit mean.
He's not going to be running around like, get it off me, get it off me.
Right. So I think it's adorable, but I'm not sure I could walk the dog normally. And call out Lilo. It's a tiger now. Okay, so I think that's pretty much us. That's all we've got time for now. So thank you, Jack. You've been hilarious. Thank you, Victoria. You won the basketball. Don't forget that. And we will see you next time on Who's News. Good night.